Hi everybody, and welcome back once again to the channel. My name, as always, is Chris Orme, and this today is another jump into the world of Football Manager 2016. So we're back into our El Fantastico save here with Calcio Catania in Italian Serie B. Now, where we left off, things weren't going so well. In the last video, we were kind of hit and miss in some early season form and some kind of struggles along the way. But now, as you can see in the league, we're steadily climbing and things are going okay. Things are going okay. So we're in the January transfer window. We're on a good run of form. You can see we've made over £10.5 million this season. For tax purposes, 13 and a third, which is pretty good. That leaves us 8 million actually in the bank. Now, for some reason, our transfer revenues dropped to 55. The boards, I don't know if they're quite sure what they want to do with the transfer budget, because they keep putting it up and down, or rather the transfer revenue that I retain as part of the transfer budget. So, all in all, we can't do too much about that. But we've got a couple of injuries at the moment, nothing too serious. We're up against Bari at home. You know, it's where we opened up the season with a good draw away from home that I felt set us up quite nicely for the season. So I'll look at the schedule quickly and remind you where we sort of came into things. So, knocked out by Bologna in the cup. Not good. That was a penalty game. We opened up with that draw away to Bari, and then, you know, a pretty decent sort of run of games after that. Not a bad way to open up your season. 4 games, 6 points, a win, 3 draws, unbeaten. But then 3 losses where we really did not compete. That hurt, to be honest with you. That really did hurt. But luckily then, from the Ascoli game onwards, we really did start picking up the pace. And as you can see, you know, win, draw, loss, 4 wins, 2 losses, 2 wins, a loss, 2 wins. And it's carried us through pretty well. So I'm fairly happy with how that's going. We're the 3rd highest goal scorers, 15th best at keeping clean sheets. We've got the most yellow cards and a lot of red cards as well, 3 at the halfway points. Not happy about that. But big attendances, you know, we are a Serie A team. We should be back up there soon. Top goal scorer with 11 is Ray Minaj. Good to see a big money signing. At least in terms of wages, big money signing. Good God, he's up to 3.4 million now value. 11 goals in 18 games. Great little player. Highest average rating, Andrea Risotto, once again. Just keeps on improving. And I thought last season he would have hit his high point in Serie C, playing amazing. Maybe tail off a little this year and not be ready for Serie A. But he's showing he can do it at this level as well. He's coming into his prime. He's starting to look like he could play a part next season if we did get promoted. He's got most assists. Pass completions, Amadou Salifu. I like Salifu a lot. A nice ball-winning midfielder. Tireless, determined. You know, it's what I want to see from a defensive midfielder. And we really do like what we've seen from him this season. However, if we quickly jump back in, 2 red cards out of the 3 we've had this season. That needs to be tightened up quite a lot. Man of the match is Risotto. Yellow cards for Brusque again. We had to make a move there. And as you can see, Salifu with the yellow, with the red cards. So we jump into the squad, and let's take a look at how things line up at the moment. So, goalkeeper Stojanovic stays in goal. And centre-backs Rolin and Giomba, they're still there. They're performing quite well, above a 7 rating, as they should be. They really should be for their kind of quality. So I'm happy with that. Fernando Aprile has come on leaps and bounds over the past week of me playing the game, but over the last sort of 6 months, he really is stepping up, and he forced his way into the team. He's not our best right back, but he is young, he's got potential, and there's no real weaknesses in him. So, he's come in, he's played quite well, he made it his own, and he's jumped up from I think 2.5 stars at the start of this season. He's about either 2 or 2.5 stars. I can't remember which. But by the start of this season, I was thinking maybe it's a bit too soon for him, and I don't know if I want to sort of risk it playing him there. We've got another right back in, and he's really stepped up now. 3.5 stars he's currently rated. I think that's only gone up in the last couple of days as well. So on the opposite flank, we've got Salvatore Delia. He is a very good left back, and the mentals aren't great, but I really needed something at left back, considering Bruce Guigui was letting the side down quite a lot from that position. So I improved matters there. Amadi Salufu is he's the linchpin in that midfield. Alongside him at the moment is Jacopo Desi, great little all-round midfielder, available on a free transfer. We had to pick him up. Alonso Risotto are rejoined by last season's Francesco Bombaghi. We tried selling him, we couldn't. He's forced his way back into the side with a couple of subs appearances when I had a few injuries and international call-ups. And if you just look at his form sort of through the last couple of months in game, you can see he's put in some good performances. He's got some big goals, and he's been injured the last 3 games, but now he comes back into the side. He does lack a bit of match sharpness. He really doesn't look like much, but he's stepping up and performing. 4 goals, 9 games. That's pretty good. He's a capable penalty taker, which does help us. And a 7.66 rating. He's still got something to offer, so I decided it would be best to restore him to the first team. CC not doing too good this season. Decent rating, but he's starting to drop off. He is 32. And, that's a little bit of a shame. Raymond Argent, Messina, Sansone still on backup. Pretty good option there. Khalil Insigne at the club full time. We're going to look at that in a minute. Falcone is another good attacking options. Luca Sangale, we need to have a little spotlight on Luca. Absolutely fantastic this season. Really didn't expect much. You can see, he's got the bare bones of a good player, but there's nothing sort of stand out about him. But 3 goals in 13 games, 3 assists, 4 man of the match awards. A third of the games he's played in almost, he has won player of the match. Really didn't expect that, so I'm glad to see that he is stepping up. He can fulfill Bombaghi's role next season, or maybe Alonso, if Alonso now 32, if he starts dropping off, we've got Luca to come in. So 7.59 average rating for this season. I can't say enough good words about him. I really can't. He is the diamond that we never expected to find. So I'm really happy with his performance. Carlo Ilari as well, a decent sort of setup for him. He's not going to improve anymore, but Ilari's a decent option in that midfield. Connor Smith got room to grow. He doesn't really want to wait. I might have to find him a role in the first team or move him on, which is more likely, sadly. And yeah, Seko Fofana. No, young midfielder I like a lot. Maybe not top end potential, but we'll have to see how he develops. I might be able to find some role in the team for him. We've still got Maseo Silva and Andrea May. Rolling and Giomba still not being sold. If we make it through this transfer window, maybe we need to get one of these guys out. I've transfer listed May because we really don't need him. Brugge getting there for backup. And Milan Milanovic, free transfer, looks really, really good. Not the paciest player in the world, but he could be a really towering force in that defensive line. So 6'4", can jump, can head, good strength, good mentals across the board as well. You know, he doesn't need flair, he doesn't need leadership off the ball. Vision's not really important as well for his position. And yeah, he's got everything you kind of want. So that was a no-brainer for me trying to bring him in. So I think we're in a really good spot in terms of who we've actually got. Let's just put Milanovic there. I'm really expected to get rid of probably Alexis Rolin this transfer window. So if we can do that, yeah, May should already be down. Let's relegate him for now. So if we can get rid of maybe Rolin, he's worth 3 million. If we can make more money off him there, Giomba and Milanovic should be a really nice centre-back partnership for us that can last 5-10 years maybe at a push if we really wanted to. A Slovakian and a Serbian, that doesn't seem too bad. It really doesn't seem too bad. So I'm fairly happy, as I say, with how things are going. You can see the goals spread across that attacking midfield line. The assists spread along that attacking midfield line. Man of the matches, it's really Risotto and Sangalli stealing the show this season. You know, last season's player of the year and this season's young player of the year so far. Just, yeah, even with Menage playing well, Luca Sangalli, he deserves some sort of recognition for that. Risotto, Bombaghi, there's Sangalli as well. Menage, Ilari when I've counted on him. George Alonso might be starting a falter, but he's still good there. Aprile and even Khalil, when, you know, all said and done, he's still pretty good. Salifu in front of that back centre-back partnership. I'm fairly happy with it. So we've got two 32-year-olds, 29-year-old for backup, and then into the first team. 28, 27, 27. Bombaghi's 27. He won't last beyond this season, I don't think, but I thought that last year and we've brought him back, so we never know. But there's a bit of depth, a little bit of experience, and then the core of the team is fairly young. If you look at 21, 22, 23, a lot of 24-year-olds, a couple of 25. And then you got the youngsters who are already key first-team players. Ray Menage and Venerando Aprile. Love it. Absolutely love that, guys. Absolutely love that. We have made some sort of changes to the rest of the team as well. There's a lot more people not needed offered out. We retrained Roman Marshek to play an attacking midfield because that's his best fit. I don't see him as a central midfielder. And if we do go back to wingers, I'd like him out on the right flank rather than as a right midfielder. I'd rather have him as a right winger. So we have put a little bit of work to try and get him ready there. And yeah, the other big one is Juan Ramos. He wanted to leave. I couldn't convince him to stay. I think I got better options anyway. But he is a highly promising youngster, so that's a little bit disappointing to lose. However, when you look at the team and you got Resigno and Miotto, Aluno, Motta, who is my better long-term option than Ramos. New people as well, like Robinson come in. Cambridge is new as well. Who else is new? I know there's another one or two. Murillo actually came in. Not great. Not as great as I thought, but with big potential. So 4-star or above, you can see we've got a lot of people there actually working quite well. And as long as they train well, I'll be fairly happy. I think we got good depth in this first team. You know, left back, right back, 4 centre backs, and cover for left and right back as well. 2 defensive-minded centre midfielders, 2 normal central midfielders, and 1 that can also play attacking midfield. And you look here then, we've got 4 dedicated attacking midfielders, 3 that can play in attacking midfield or striker, and 2 actual strikers. So if one of these centre-backs could play left or right back, I'd be a bit happier about my depth at the back. Apart from that, it's really pretty good. The core of the team is still Italian. We're picking up where we need to elsewhere. So let's take a look at some of these transfers. Dennis De Rocco is coming in from Atalanta at the end of the season. Decent young striker. I'm not sure if he's going to make it or not. But the last scout report I did get on him said he'd be pretty decent. I seem to have lost all my scout reports again. Alex Ferrari, the only man on our shortlist. He is someone else I would like to bring in. Right back, centre back, like we discussed just now. That extra bit of cover. So, you know, I think he is another one available on a free. I have to go after young Italian with a bit of potential. We are losing Juan Ramos to Melfi on a free, and of course Teresiano is still awaiting his departure from the club. If we go here now then and see what else happened in terms of who we signed and where, we got young Simon Anderson, young Swedish midfielder there. A couple of nice things, decent physicals, decent technicals. Mentals are lacking, but there's a decent amount of potential with Simon Anderson, possibly 4 stars. Daryl Cambridge was recommended by his agent, good central defender, and he's young with a lot of potential, so we'll see where he sort of fits in our side. Darren Robertson, great finishing, first touch, anticipation off the ball. Those are the 4 key things I really look for in a striker. My mouse is a little sensitive, so it's jumping. There we go. So, he's got a few things. He's got nice physical category to go along with it, but I think he offers us something. Like I say, Jacopo Desi, we brought him in because someone decided to leave in midfield. You know, I got basically a transfer request, or rather I should say a transfer demand more than anything else. And that was kind of scary because it's a first team player. You might have already noticed who's missing from the lineup. And then the agent of Jacopo Desi contacted me, and I took one look at his stats, and even though a few had ranges, they're only ranges of maybe 3 numbers, so, you know, like 10 to 13, 12 to 15. So I knew roughly what he looked like, and his scout report came back good, so I decided we'd sell the other player, bring in Jacopo, easy mid replacement. And that all went off without a hitch. Murillo, as I say, came in. Free transfer. Good player with potential. But nowhere near the first team yet. And then the big money deal. Salvatore Delia, $500,000. I needed a new left back. I really needed a new left back. And now that we have money, it would be a shame to not use it. So I decided to pick up him. Then I noticed that Insigne was actually wanted by a couple of clubs. So I offered, he was worth I think 112 or 120. It was around that sort of ballpark figure. And yeah, in the end, I kind of looked at him, looked at the clubs that were looking at him and trying to buy him, like Genoa and Bari, I think, were another one, Cesena. And they're not too dissimilar to ourselves. They're not any bigger than ourselves. So I put a bid in of 20,000, and they came back, Napoli, and said, how about 82? Yeah, 82,000. Yes, please, yes. That was kind of my response. I couldn't quite believe it. I was expecting more. So someone that could fulfill that attacking midfield / striking role, kind of take over from Khalil as time moves on. He's young. He's good enough to already be on the fringes of the first team, but got the potential to stay with us in the Serie A, the top division in Italy. So Roberto Insigne will join us, or has just joined us 10 days ago for 82,000. I think is an absolute bargain. And then a free transfer from Milanovic, again another agent offer. And we don't need central defenders, but I can't pass up someone that looks as good as him, especially with one eye on Serie A next season if we can get there. So, where we were last season, wasn't too bad. The kind of squad we had, bringing the loans in, or should I say, the players we'd loaned out, getting those back for this season was big. We had to sell a couple of those, of course. And the first half of the season's gone really well. We did get rid of Masacci on a free. Not very good. Not worthwhile persevering with. That happened in September. And then Tino Parisi out for a little bit of money. We really don't need a 21-year-old backup right back when we've got a 17-year-old right back in the first team. Monzon, he came off loan and immediately bids came in. We were supposed to be getting about 5.5-6 million from him, for him, but that just wasn't likely to happen. So 3 million to Sociedad, I felt that was a good deal. And the player who wanted out is Moses Oja. And that's, kind of disappointing to me, but good player, bags of potential, 20 years old, still a lot of time to grow, and there's a lot to like about him already. In the league, he was performing well. He got a couple of goals, couple of assists. I was singing his praises earlier this season, but he felt he'd outgrown the club. He wanted to leave. He wanted to go to a bigger club. I just couldn't say no to him. I felt that, okay, maybe he's not irreplaceable. And especially then when I accepted the bid and 2 days later I got offered my new centre mid, Desi, I felt a lot better about it. But Moses, I think, is a cracking player, and he's got the potential to be something really special. He wanted to leave, so I think we got a good deal. We got a good price for him. Genoa, not doing great this season, and he's got some real competition. He does link up with Moro Al-Hassan in that centre midfield again, though, where it's two Ghanaian central defensive midfielders. Just like we had for the first half of the season, that's where Moses goes. So, wish him luck. That's another 2.5 million, basically. So, we've spent less than 600,000. We brought in 11.4 million, which is pretty good. It is pretty good. So that's why we've earned so much money. That's why we're now out of debt firmly. And yeah, looking at this first team in terms of ability, not bad. We drop off slightly in terms of depth, but the first team itself and the options we have, not bad at all. Potentially, we've got some really, really nice players. It doesn't really sort of drop off until we get down to Risotto. And even then, Fofana's got a black star, could be up to 3.5 stars. Maybe even more, depending on how he develops. Bombaghi, Khalil on their way out. Ilari's just here for depth. Sansone's to cover an injury to Manage. That's about it. And I've got good young strikers coming through anyway. So, I'm very happy with how the team is sort of playing, where we are in the league, and the transfers we've already made, the couple we've got coming in at the end of the season. I think it's all starting to come to a point where I feel ready for Serie A. I really do. I believe this squad has what it takes. I believe that the way we're playing and the fact that we've jumped up in the league over the last couple of games, we're making strides in the right directions. We're selling players for big money, but we're not hurting the team. We're getting better as a team in terms of first team depth and youth. Our facilities are increasing along the way as well. The youth facilities have improved. The training facilities are going to be sort of done in, 21 months? That's a long time, but it's coming. It's always sort of moving in the right direction. We're under wages. The transfer budget's good. We're almost full up on staff now. 320s physios. I don't need to get those. I've run out of things to ask the board to realistically do. Senior affiliate would lose Napoli. I don't need any of this stuff. A new stadium would be lovely, but who really cares at this point? We're barely selling out ours as it is. Scouts, physios, we don't need more of either. I've got a new contract. Everything is lined up. So, the time is right. The way things are going, the players we've got, the moves we're making, I do believe there's a lot more success in the future of this club. So, what we're going to do to round out the video is play our game with Bari. Time is getting on, so what we will be doing is, again, me pausing the video, recording, and unpausing it when something happens of note. If nothing happens of note, we're going to go straight to half-time. I'll break down a little bit how the game's going, and then do the same for the second half. So we're looking to piece together 3 wins in a row. We had 4 for our longest run. Cesena, Carpi, Spezia, and Lanciano. It's going to take something to beat that run. It really is. But when you look at the top of the table here, Pescara probably running away with it. So Latina, Cesena, Bari, Empoli, ourselves, maybe a few teams below us, all really sort of trying to catch. And we're playing all the big boys. So let's hope that it does indeed go well. So yeah, Desi, Salifu. I wonder if I put Desi on defend, put Salifu on attack, on support. That might be a better way of doing things. So an automatic fullback. We got better fullbacks than we used to. Central defender defend, unlimited defender defend. That's a nice combination. And there's not really too much more that we can improve there. I have been playing Ray Minaj as a target man. So we're going to continue that and just see how things line up. So let me go pick my bench and jump into the game, and we'll pick it up when we're doing our team talk. Well, that's the bench picked, that's the team talks done. We got a decent response and we've just kicked off. So the recording didn't restart as I thought it did, so we missed the end of the team talks. But we're into the match and we shall see how we get off here today at home to FC Bari in Serie B. Can we make a claim for second place, or is our season set to fizzle out? We'll see here today. So we tried playing it through the middle. It nearly got up to Risotto feeding it through from Minaj, but it's broken down now. Croce is kicking the ball out wide. And the first chance of the game that we get to see is Salvatore. Salvatore, what's his name? Caturna, I believe, grabbing a goal for Barry. So not the best of starts. So assertive. Demand more across the board. I mean, we're being outplayed here at home by quite some distance. So I'm really not happy with that. We have picked up a little bit of an injury there for Salvatore Delia. Not the greatest of debuts. Didn't really do much to defend the cross for their goal. And his rating did dip. He's come back a little bit and his injury is not affecting him a lot. But between him and Salifu, I don't feel that we're in great shape down that side. So I've made a couple of tactical changes. I think it's about the time in the game where we really do need to get into things. 4 shots, all off target, nobody stepping up here. And yeah, that's just nowhere near good enough. We really do need our big players to come up and show what they're all about. Because we're 1-0 down and we're starting to lose ground on the teams around us today. This is not going to end up well for us. So it looks like the right hand side is a little bit dodgy. So the final team talk of the first half has been said. It's not making much sort of headway at the moment. We're doing well in terms of possession and getting that ball forward. We're starting to get some shots on target. But really, it's been one highlight in the entire first half, and that was their goal. So, as well as we're supposedly playing, we're really not playing well. So, aggressive, show me something else. Assertive, I have faith. Oh, come on, Jacopo. Everybody else buys in, but Jacopo isn't, and if he tires, he'll be the first man off the pitch. Delia seems to be fine now. Everybody else, they're not playing badly at all. So we gave up a fairly simple goal. We didn't defend the cross. We didn't defend well in the box. So let's see if we can't get at them a little more in this second half. Put them under pressure and try and get a goal or two to pull ourselves back in this match. Scalera should have been booked in the first half. He wasn't. He gets booked at the start of the second. Our captain's not playing well, and Giomba in defence might have been at fault for the goal. He's got a bit of a low rating there, 6-6. Those two are behind the rest of the team, and I don't like it, so might have to make some changes here. We'll wait a few more minutes and just see if any chances come up, however. Okay, I just went back on 12 load and instantly we got a highlight. Throw in from a prelay back to Rolene. Let's see where this goes. Of course it's going to go their way. Of course it is. There's the goal scorer. Puts it in the box and Caputo scores. Just like that. My overload's only just coming into play. That isn't the reason why we conceded. In fact, I think we've been playing better on overload. So, two crosses, nobody defending. Giomba drops again. Risotto not playing well. I need to get those off the pitch. So, debut for Milanovic. I'm going to move you over to the right-hand side. Risotto, you're not doing anything worthwhile. So, Luca Sangali can come in. And the third change, I shouldn't do the third change, but I'm going to. I'm going to play Insigne there. Move Minaj back up to an advanced forward role. We're going to stay on overload, pumping the ball into the box. And we're going to take a few more risks because we're already 2-0 down. this game could be away from us. And I don't think the Barry have worked particularly hard for their goals. If they win this, this is going to be the easiest victory where they've come and done very, very little. So, 2 chances, 2 goals. We need to make some differences here. So hopefully, by the time we come back, we'll grab a goal or 2 and see where things develop. And well, 20 minutes left, throw in on the right hand side, up to Alonso. We've changed the formation and a few roles about. Let's see where this goes. Can we get back into this game? Lucas Ngali gives the ball away. Rolling Insigne. Delia. Oh my god, why did he shoot? Why? No, that's a ball across the box. That's a pure panic situation there. You put that ball in between defence and goalkeeper. Watch everybody scramble. You don't hit a shot from up wide like that. And that could be our chance to get back in this game gone. One moment from our left back, our brand new left back, where he chose the wrong option and we could be done. Let's see. Throws that ball. It gets given away. Well, luckily it didn't score there. Pushing forward as much as we are is leaving massive gaps behind us, but that's kind of what we got to do. So, as always, when it comes back to some action, we will show it. But until then, yeah, this isn't going to be pretty.